What's up, everyone? This is day 14. We're moving on up, and this time I'm going to show you how to use multiple files in Express application. So let's get developing. This is the same file that we used in all of our API build with Express, and as you can see, this file is very long and very hard to debug if we were to have to debug it. So let's go ahead and move this all into some different file and make it easier to read as well as easier to debug. So we're gonna go ahead and make another file on another folder. So I'm gonna open up my terminal and cd into my to-do API. Okay, now within here, I'm gonna make another folder. So sudo make directory, and I'm gonna call this directory routes. So inside routes, I'm gonna make another file, and I'm gonna call it api.js. Sudo touch api.js. Oops. Routes api.js. Okay, so going back to the code editor, inside routes and api.js, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move all the routes that's concerned the API, and that's going from here all the way to here. Cut that out. I'm just going to paste it in here. So now we can save this file. And then over on at api.js, we need to do a couple of things. First thing we need to do is import Express again. So we're gonna make another constant, call it Express, and we're gonna equal that to require Express. Now instead of out like we did in the previous videos, we're gonna call this next variable router, or router equals express dot router, and express gives this function in order to provide you the ability to move your files into different areas. So now that we have that, we need to go ahead and change all these app calls. Change them to router. And I'm also gonna uh, change the APIs right here, the routes from API to just a slash. And in order to be able to use this file, we have to export it. So down the bottom, we need to do module.exports, and that's going to equal to our router. Okay, now we can save this. And back in our main file, oops, and y'all probably noticed it before I did. We're probably gonna have a conflict of interest using the same name. So I'm gonna go ahead and change this. I'm gonna change it to um, let's say what's another good name for it? We can just use route. Call it route.js instead. Okay, so now back in our app.js file, we can import that file we just created. So we can say const route equals require and we have to go up one directory into the routes folder, and then into route.js. Okay, now that we got it imported into our file, we can come down here and say app.use, and we can give it API, and then we're going to call the route file. So now every time that we go to the slash API route, every time we go to slash API in the URL, it's going to look for this route right here, and all these gonna be able to be utilized. So let's say this. And back to our Postman app. We go to API. We still, ooh, no, okay, we're not trying to delete anything. My bad. So on the get route, if we go to localhost 3000/API, to dos is not defined. Okay. That's because in our app.js file, we're pulling in a to-do list to do.js. So we have to move this into our route file now. So we have to go up a level and then to do. So we're gonna save this. Okay, and now saving this. So if we go back over here, there we go. Everything's working properly. So now that's all it is to making a different directory in an Express application. Alright everyone, so now we know how to use the router methods in Express to divide our project up into many different folders and files. So this way it will make our project more readable and also easier to debug. So if you have any other questions concerning this topic, please don't forget to leave me a message below in the comments. And also, if you got some good value out of this video, please leave me a thumbs up. And if you have any ways that I can improve, I can take constructive criticism. Please let me know down in the message below also. And if you haven't done so by now, go ahead and subscribe and click that bell icon so you'll be notified of next time I come out with a video. And as always, you can find the code for my videos on my GitHub page, which will be a link in the description below. But until next time, keep developing.